Peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. You know who this is. This is Crypto B-Boy, but Brother Talib in the Brother Talib Show channel and so forth. Yeah. But I'm both people. Same, different names, same person. I'm here this morning on an unfortunate, crisis situation going on in the world. Let alone, what's going on in Palestine and what Israel has been doing to Palestine and the likes. It's not very nice. It's not very happy. It's very scary. The things that are domino effect going through the world globally of it, just beefing up, the war becoming worse, not ceasing. There's humanitarianism. I don't know where it's at. Even from the Arab world, I mean, they made from what I heard, and I'm gonna let you listen. You guys are gonna get to listen to other people in Twitter Spaces live. This is what I'm gonna do because I want you to hear what people are saying. I want you to know what's going on, and these are some of the main, spaces. And even they bumping heads. They have a lot going on in these spaces, Twitter Spaces, X Space, as you say. We call it X now, used to be AKA Twitter. But my thing is that the contention is like, it's well known, it's well documented, it's well publicized, it's put out there, and there's two narratives. Of course, you got the side of the Israel, people who support pro-Israel for bombing Gaza at the time that they've done this atrocity. But that's just something that's normal. That's like regular business with them. You know what I mean? And I hate to say it in that way because my heart goes out for my, fellow Muslim Palestinians and sisters, brothers, and so forth, the children, and even those who are not, just for innocence of human life. Even on the side of the Israelis, that there are innocent Israelis that are going to have to be paying harm coming to them because of their Zionist, racist, totalitarian type of government, apartheid type of government and authority and military defense organizations or whatever, or policing organizations that are all part of their whole system, perpetuating these types of evil acts upon the Palestinians. Okay, I mean, just eroding and destroying and trying to exterminate them, genocide on a slow basis because they don't want to. They always try to create a facade. They don't want to show the truth of what they're doing. Of course, they try to show that they're doing it on a defense basis when it's actually it's on the other side. I do not defend terrorism, but you define terrorism through Western media funnelization types of mechanisms. That's what the media system, the Western media especially, is. So when we do talks like this and social media to combat, because it's ideological attack that's going on, and it's been going on. They use anti-Semitism and what do you call? They try to use tactics and weaponize cancel culture on people who speak like this. So even when I put this video out, I don't like to really speak this way because in YouTube there's issues there, and I'm not going to get into pinpointed factors and so forth, because they feel it might be hate speech. No, it's truth speech. It's truth speech. But I just want you to listen, and I don't know if this is going to get posted, if it's going to be able to go on, if it's going to, because it's a very controversial situation right now, and there's a lot of negative narrative from the side of that Gaza and this attack was needed. That, how negative can that be? You killing innocent people, which this is violating, the Geneva Conference's rules of warfare, right? And the rules of warfare, and people going into a area of a land or a region and killing innocent people, as it's known in the Quran. That's clear. And then those who are anti-Islamic or Islamic phobia, that you perpetuate that with your mentality, and you go with that to these spaces and create this type of added narrative, because of course they want to demonize Islam, as they always do. That's what we call Islamophobia, right? They have to demonize it because that's where the phobia is coming from. They have to make it like they're fighting the devil, when they're really fighting Allah. They're really fighting God, their creator. And Islam perpetuates that we focus on him more than anything. And that's what I ask also, and I pray for my Muslim brothers and sisters in Palestine, that you come to your Lord and straighten yourself with them, with him. And get yourself in a position where you seek his protection more than any other things going on. Hezbollah, Hamas, anything. Because they're crooked too. They're crooked too. I don't support them. I don't support ISIS. I don't support any of these wayward Muslims. And some, who's to say, they might not even just be Muslim. They might be mixed with CIA and Mossad. Who's to say? I don't know. Okay. But anyway, just saying, this is what goes on. I'm just speaking of what I learned. This is not, you don't have to say this is facts, and you can say, you can call it conspiracy theories or how I'm speaking, whatever. That's fine. This is my opinion. This is my position that I take. I say, especially number one, I'm Muslim. Number two, I know patterns, and I know history, and I've seen historical things that have gone on, patterns of past, things that I've studied, I've researched and did my research, listened to other people who've done research. I mean, this is something that's not just, out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm going to get on and start talking negative about what these people have been known to doing for many years. Since the what's the name league came in and gave gave Israel the path to go in, and then the UN came in later, right? And occupy the land that they call now Israel, and then started spreading through the times, and it was wars even from the Arabs, from other Arab countries, for this reason and other reasons, political reasons, and stuff spread, and they were allowed to continue to consistently do what they've been doing, building fences and cutting off territories, and occupying with a military policing force in the areas of Gaza, in the areas of West Bank, in the areas of Jerusalem, and just persecuting people because of their faiths. Number one, and then not even Muslims, Christians that happen to be Palestinian, right? And Palestinian Jews, because they are different Jews, and they are also discriminative and racist to other Jews, that are, whether the Sephardics, I think it's some of the Ethiopians that are there, even though sometimes they do allow them to get into the system because they, by lineage, they happen to be of Hebrew Jewish descent, right? But they do commit, and we're talking about the Zionists. That's the main focus. They commit a lot of atrocities to these people that are of other nationality backgrounds and happen to be Palestinian. You know what I mean? I mean, their beliefs are different, but they're who they are. They're Palestinian, right? So it's racist as well. A lot of this that's been going on, and I'm gonna let you listen. I think I've went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I'm gonna let you listen to some of what's going on in some of these rooms. I'm gonna go first to Khaleesi. She's well known in the Twitter space. It's very, very controversial, and she brings in a lot of different talks on many, many issues. And she's Muslim, alhamdulillah, and she has a lot of real strong issues that she brings up. Okay, major issues, and this is one of them. And she's discussing it in her room. It's called Palestine. I think, was it Palestine something? Well, I'll let you listen, and you can see for, hear for yourself. Just hold on for a sec and go in. Sorry, just give me a minute. It's just taking a little bit. I'm just letting you listen. It's not going to be a long period of time over it. Um, if I can get in, maybe let me go back because they're having some glitching problems. They've been having glitching problems. And I wonder why. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
So let's move on. Let me go to Brother Omar.
Video of the massacre in Jabalia camp.
Right. Look, we have to have voices in as many places as possible, but on our terms and conditions. Because we all know, we're all from the West. We know how media manipulates emotions. We all know how propaganda works. And when you have like one or two Palestinian supporters facing, the 6 or 7 pro-Zionists, that's not really, that's not really a debate. It's a narrative. It's a propaganda, and that's how I look at it. If you really want to be unbiased, then let people talk. Let people emote, because this is a very emotional topic. Genocide can't be unemotional. You can't remove emotions from an ongoing ethnic cleansing. So I just wanted to call that out. Thank you.
The moment that broke me down yesterday, it was like when someone that always speaks on that space, and they're saying civilians in Gaza, they're just collateral damage, but what the fuck? How? And they let them speak. And if Sulaiman didn't step in to say anything, it would have just passed just fine. That's the issue. Is that unless someone speaks up, these things are just going to be passing, and that's the critical issue. That's why we need more of these voices hosting their own spaces, setting our own rules. And
I 100% agree with you. Sorry, we've got Khalid and we're going to not have him for very long, and he's on the floor in Gaza at the moment. Can we please give him the mic?
Hi everyone. Sorry, I need to clarify. I'm not on the ground in Gaza. I am Palestinian, and I have family like Dana as well, and we're on the news all the time. So just wanted to clarify that, so not to be mistaken for someone on the ground. It's when we go in spaces like this, first thanks again for opening the space and providing a space for Palestinians to speak. And I don't think I should talk about this more, because you've seen this in the other rooms, and how anyone, Palestinian or not, who tries to support Palestine or to even question the things that are being said in these rooms will always be pushed out or called an anti-Semite or a terrorist sympathizer and a self-hating Jew. Call it what you want to call it. Someone rightfully said that yes, we Palestinians are used to this, but we're not used to it. We're used to it's not normal to be used to it. Is what I want to say. The constant.
Okay, I'd come out the room, and I'm going to go into another room to give you comparison of the type of narrative that's going on. There's two different rooms that are kind of like in conflict with each other in a sense, two different spaces. You got Mario Nawaf, I think is Naufal or whatever his name is. I've been in one of his spaces before, and I don't know where he's coming from. I know he's about money. I know he's a guy like that, and he be having some big time speakers in his room, in his space, But on this issue, I don't know about it. So let's see what he's saying or what's being said there, because even earlier when I was in Khaleesi's space, they were talking about how some people bounce in and out of the spaces, and was people were sitting in there. It wasn't enough support for the Palestinian situation, right? And it was unbalanced and biased. And I can agree with that, because one time I was in his space and I heard some stuff that I was like, oh no, I don't like that. That doesn't sound too cool on an issue something similar, especially with Ukraine. That was an issue there too. And I have my convictions and my stance and position with that, as a lot of Americans do, and seeing what's been going on and are tired of the mess with that. But we're not going to go there with that. But anyway, let me let you get into this space, and then we can see where what they're talking about. Okay, I might have to go back out, and I'll come back in again, because these glitching issues have been going on for a minute. Yeah, it's still wow. Okay, we're gonna try again, and if it pops up and I can get in, then we'll go forward. But if not, then I'll just leave and close out the video in a few minutes.
The Hamas terrorism, and that is for sure. But we need calmness in these days, because it is in everybody's interest. Erdogan is simply called, and certainly he did not call what Hamas did as a terrorism. I disagree with that. But what he has been trying to do to mediate and release the prisoners of war, or hostages. I mean, I think that the correct term, the hostages. And I don't know if he can help, and I think he has some role and influence on Hamas, and he has been aiding and giving support to Hamas. I think he should use this leverage on Hamas to simply release those innocent people. And he's been trying to do this, but of course for the sake of his own image and his own role. But
Emre, I'm just jumping on breaking news. I do apologise to interrupt you, but we do this. According to Russia, of all things, the Israeli ambassador to the Russian Federation, negotiations regarding hostages are not being held with Hamas. So I mentioned it earlier that Qatar is with the US trying to secure POW exchanges, but Hamas is not apparently happening from the Israelis to the Russian side. So again, there is a lot of obviously diplomatic chaos ongoing at the moment as multiple countries try to, I don't know, again, unfortunately the kind of thing in this situation is other countries are going to seek to be looking as the sort of the savior. That's what Emre is talking about. Turkey wants to be seen as a leader in sort of peace negotiations, mediation, and Russia obviously wants to be relevant in that. America wants to be seen as doing something diplomatically constructive as well as militarily, supportive to Israel. So there's a lot of elements.
There's some breaking news also for your breaking news. Then this is what happens as soon as the day gets started. So exchange of fire in the north. It appears the terrorists, this is based on Channel 14, it appears that terrorists opened fire in an observation post. Our forces threw a grenade towards the border. This is from IDEA. After which an exchange of fire developed. Some of the terrorists were eliminated. Those are their words, not mine. Israeli Broadcasting Corporation. The army is fighting gunmen who arrived by sea to Zikkim Beach in the northern Gaza Strip. And now we have news from Sky News. U.S. State Department, 9 Americans killed, 4 other missing in Israel. So the numbers keep going up. For our American audience, U.S. State Department, according to Sky News, has now confirmed that 9 Americans were killed and 4 others are missing during the attack on Hamas. Again, going back to the Israeli Broadcasting, IBC's commentary, the army is fighting gunmen currently who arrived by sea to Zikkim Beach in the northern Gaza Strip. So seems like the fighting continues. Piotr, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. Just trying to get out some of these tweets alongside the team.
We can go to Rawad. Rawad is your audience.
Rawad, do you have anything else for us? I do want to jump over to Emre for some more questions while he's with us. But
all right, so my thing is, and my take is that both sides are bringing their narratives and bringing their points, and there's only one truth. You don't have several truths. There's only one truth. And some people try to make things their truth. And media has been known for doing that. Bending the truth, editing things, and putting in what they want on a bias level. And I'm speaking more of the Western media than anything, because these private media outlets and maybe local media that come up in these areas, like let's say especially Palestine, they barely can really broadcast anything, barely, because stuff gets shut down by the Israeli government, military and defense, right? So what can they do? They have some guys that might be on the ground, like the first video, or I mean the first you know space that I was letting you listen to, Khaleesi space. They had the guy that before I closed out of that space was saying that he was clarifying he wasn't on the ground, but he was Palestinian. He has family there, so forth, right? And but those people who are on the ground are able to report, but they're not even journalists. They might just be a regular person that lives there, and they put themselves in that position of journalism. They reporting stuff that's taking place. Who's to say later they might become a journalist? I don't know, but journalism doesn't have a monopoly or doesn't control information, and it shouldn't. There's information coming from and usually can be the truth more, because those are the people who are right there experiencing, hearing, and talking, and those who are alive to experience what's going on. And they might have some interaction with the authorities that are in Palestinian Authority. They might have interaction. They might be able to speak to them directly from the phone. Cell phones still work sometimes, and we know this. I've experienced that in Egypt. Sometimes things was shut down during the Arab Spring, that it went off and it jumped off in Egypt big time, and certain things were shut down. But somehow people were able to still text. People was able to still call each other on their cells. That's how Facebook got big through the Arab Spring on that end, because people were posting a lot of stuff and pushing the narrative that they wanted to push against the government, right? So, which was dissension. But here in this situation, they're suppressed more than anything, more than even I would say would happen in Egypt, because on so many ends, even Egypt at the border doesn't really allow the freedoms of the Palestinian people, and it's sad because they're Muslim, they're predominantly Muslim country. But I know the politics, I know the dynamics there, and it's all messed up. I've been there. I know what's going on. I'm not saying all Egyptians are like, but I'm saying their authority, still kissing A. You understand? And any of the Arab nations that it's still kissing A. We want to be peaceful and diplomatic. Bump that. It's past that. Now you need to put some hammers down. Now you need to say, we're going to boycott. We're going to shut down connections. We're going to sanction. Why isn't the Muslim lands sanctioning what's going on there and putting a stop so that the ceasefire can be truly ceasefire? Because then when they say ceasefire, even when they're asking for this and it talks in their talks with sitting down with tea and whatever they're drinking and water, and they can relax while people are being bombarded, right? They're doing these maneuvers and talks and trying to make deals, diplomacy, right, of other people's lives. Those people are really dealing with it. Y'all not dealing with it. So you'll take this pace, then you'll go at your pace and you do it and you talk and you discuss. But there's no true action done. This is what was talked in Khaleesi space. And this space over here is more, as we can say, and you can see, and you can do your own, judgment on it. It's more pro to this other side and worrying about what's going on with Israel. I didn't hear anything in that one speaking about on a balanced level of both casualties from both sides, or what's going on with the Palestinian people, these children that are being killed and put under rubble, and children. I'm not talking about even adults, even a woman. What does the children have to do with that? A daggone party, or a party gets bombarded or something. These people are partying over there in Israel, and one of them gets teenagers or whoever. Okay, those are children too. But these are babies under rubble. crying. They don't even understand why they're being bombarded. Some of them that do, it might be some wayward component of their family. It might teach them about being, so as they say, terrorists. But this is what you hear from that side, the terrorists. And he says, not my words, it's their words. Yeah, it's their words, the media. That's what the media is pushing. That's their narrative. You know what I mean? So it bothers me. I sound emotional. Yeah, I am, because I'm a human being, and I have human compassion. I try. Allah knows best, mashallah. But I try to be a true human being that has compassion, humane, real true humanity, humane ways. Not that facade trying to promote and get on stage and act like you are and talking these great speeches and stuff, but then behind closed doors, everything is going on and you're supporting them and you sending money and siphoning money over there, right? Not siphoning money, but our money from America going over there. Yeah. And other, taxpayers like myself to Israel. And not even to talk about Ukraine, because that's even a whole nother beast, whole nother monster that's going on right now. And our economy is dropping and collapsing slowly. Yeah. People are homeless in droves in the streets. Major cities like Philadelphia, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York. I mean, I can go on. We're in super debt. Debt ceiling was about to be broken. The debt was going to break through the ceiling. And I don't know what maneuvers and type of so-called maneuvers that the feds have tried to do to avoid that, but they made their maneuvers to hold it off and extend it, right? Not to get into finance, because even in that Mario's space, that's what they did, and there was a big issue and controversy from Khaleesi's point of view, and she was going on a guy named Ryan, so forth about it, because he was in that room, but he's known to be in her spaces and in their group of people that they regularly have come on upstage. I tried to be in there and request. I requested for hours. They didn't let me up, but they saying they didn't see it. They weren't seeing requests. It was glitching, which I do believe that. And there's a lot going on. A lot of, like I said, there's a lot of ideological attacks to the narrative of supporting human beings' lives. And they happen to be Palestinian and the Israelis that are in the middle of their country and another faction battling over control in that region. It's ridiculous. It's crazy, and it's still going on 2023. But there's a lot of people that's behind it that planned it and planned this, and it's catalyst to what's going to be coming. So people prepare. There's a lot more to come. And I'm just say that more and finish off, because this video's gone a little bit long, and I know how people are with their attention span. And I'm back again trying to bring you some information, and I hope you take heed to it. And don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hopefully it'll get seen and it won't get shadow banned. But to me, I'm at this point, I'm not even worrying about that. I'm just going to be bringing the truth. And if you need proof, then just comment me in the comment space, and I'll bring something to you that will show you what is truly going on. What's the truth? Because I do my research. I do my own due diligence, and you need to, as yourself, do your own due diligence and not follow Western media and other medias, especially Israeli media. Don't do that, because they way biased. Know that. Believe me on that. You're not going to get the truth from them. And if you know about just a normal thing, when you have a bullies like to show what they're doing is okay. And the person who's being bullied, it's okay that I'm bullying them and everybody, or they perpetuate a thing that of fear to the other people. If you go up against me, I'm going to put you in the same situation they're in. So know that just by that analogy. Just take that, use that. And when the crying person who's being, beat down, people don't want to listen, but they are the ones who truly being oppressed. It don't make sense. And because you have some from them, people who want to rise up and fight against the oppression. I don't back them in their tactics and their ways. They might do terrorist acts, which is evil too. But I can't say that for all of these groups, and Hamas or whoever they are, Hezbollah, that they are doing terrorist attacks. Now, the thing that I don't like, and knowing that's what my disagreements and my total rejection to these groups, Hamas, Hezbollah, so forth like that, is that they do guerrilla warfare. They don't bring them into open field of warfare to fight these people. If you're going to fight an enemy in war, a so-called war, right? Bring them into the areas of where it's desolate and not any innocent bystanders or people, and harm will come to the innocents. But that you fighting each other for your reasons of what your war is based on. I don't agree with Hamas and Hezbollah continually going and bombarding into one village or a town or city of Israel, and then the vice versa, Israel bombarding into a city of Palestinians and so forth. It's evil on both sides. Take the war to the desert. Find a place you want to bring. You lead them out and say, "Come here," or you send a message to them. We want to fight here. We don't want no more innocents to be harmed and to be killed and maimed. We want to fight for what we want, our rights, and whoever is best winner, the winner, loser, what have you, so be it. Go your way and it's done. Cease fire and say, okay, no more killing as far as the militaries that are on both sides, right? Because they have life too. They're human. So we got to care about that. And I go by my standards in my faith. Some of you who have misunderstanding about it. When you take the life of one person, it's like taking the life of all mankind. That the sanctity of life is clarified in the Quran by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the Creator, the Most High. So don't get it wrong with Islam. Leave Islam out of it, out of the evil that these people do on both sides, especially those who claim to be Muslim and they commit acts of terror. I don't stand for that. I don't choose to support any of that and support innocent people being killed or a person killing themselves to explode some sort of bomb in the midst of people, innocent people that are not combatants. And even that they're taking their life is incorrect in Islam. That's not what you're supposed to do. So leave Islam out, because that's not the way. These people, what they do. Also, people need to start to realize what's really truly going on and know the truth. Stop taking what you think is somebody saying this and that, even me. Do your own due diligence and research. Go through the history. Go to find out what's been going on. And do it on both sides. Don't just take it on a side, I'm going to just do is say anything books to read about what Israel had to struggle with against the Palestinians. Who's at the top? Who's controlling what? Who's controlling what? What is the Palestinians controlling? Nothing. I mean, barely anything. I'm not going to say nothing, but barely anything. Is the Israelis controlling everything? So what's the problem? But because they get attacked at a certain point in time, but why? Because you're suppressing their people. You're continuously killing their people. You're continuously going into their places of worship and shooting what's that stuff that goes out into the air? Pepper spray or pepper spray bombs. And then even shooting them in the masjid. In the as they say mosque, but in the masjid. Come on. All right, people. Thank you for listening. Until next time, this is Brother Talib from the Brother Talib Show. Peace. Are you ready? Let's get it.